Alright, The Hangover. It's a comedy. Yeah, it's a funny one too. How about that? Now, I have big respect for the filmmakers for hiring actors that are actually going to do good instead of just trying to make as much money as possible and hiring like the biggest names in comedy. Because the cast is excellent here. Like, except for Bradley Cooper and the guy named Doug, you know, the groom that goes missing. He was Riley in the National Treasures films. But the other two guys I'd never seen before. Everyone works very well together, and they're all really funny, and they all do a really good job. Just overall, this is a really funny movie. You know, if you like these kind of, you know, juvenile, you know, R-rated, you know, kind of crude, funny comedies, you know, this is definitely one you need to go see. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. But if I had any complaint with it, it would be, you know, the story is, you know, they're in Vegas, you know, having this bachelor party with their friend. They wake up, they're completely hungover, their room in the casino was trashed, and they can't find their buddy who's going to get married in like a day. Now, the whole film is them trying to figure this all out. Now, I think it might have worked a little better, or maybe I would at least have just, I kind of wanted the film to have a little more of a complex structure, because the film starts with after all this happens, and Bradley Cooper's character calling Doug's wife saying, we can't find him, we messed up. But then, you know, it goes back to them going to Vegas and everything. And I think, you know, some flashbacks might have been worked and would have been really funny of actually that night, because we never really get to see much. We see some pictures on the end, but that's really it. Sometimes I kind of felt that they didn't fully commit to the story, because in a way it kind of is a mystery, and I definitely was involved. I really wanted to know what happened to this guy. But I just felt like at some points they just didn't really fully commit to the story and just, you know, just brought up some really over-the-top, insane gags and, you know, earn laughs. And this is a funny movie, but I think overall, all these situations that they find out happened, I think they all could have came together a little better, more of a satisfying conclusion on what happened to this guy, because what happened to him was okay, but it really didn't have much to do with all these other things that happened the night before. But it's funny. You know, it's a comedy, that's what matters. It's a funny movie. But if that was my big complaint, that maybe all these things could have been a little more cleverly put together in a little more of a mystery on, like, oh, that's why all this happened. Instead, it was kind of like, oh, okay. But people that are going to see this movie are going to want to laugh, and that's what this movie does. It definitely delivers the laughs, and that's what's important. Some stuff is just nasty and not really funny. You know, it seems like, I don't know, in all these R-rated comedies these days, it seems like the filmmakers really just want to bring in something as nasty as possible instead of just remembering that there's really nothing funny with a 200-year-old man getting a physical and an overweight African-American hooker giving a guy oral sex. Just not very funny. But I do recommend this movie. It's really funny for the most part. The cast works great together, and it just has a likable quality to it. Really, these characters, although some of them are douchebags, you know, they're funny. But another complaint is, I forgot the actor's name, because like I said, they're really unknown. The short guy with the beard, probably the funniest person in the movie. But there are some lines that imply that he's a pedophile. And although I laughed, that is pretty unnecessary, because he's one of the three characters that has to carry the film. And knowing that he's possibly a pedophile doesn't really help you to like him. But I guess that doesn't really matter, because it doesn't really play a big part in the film at all, but it was just kind of unnecessary, because we're supposed to really care for this guy, because he's one of the guys that carries the film. You see him in almost every single scene, and he might be a pedophile. Overall, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10.